students, welcome in World of Science. In previous video, we have studied topic number 11, cell structure and microorganisms. Today, we are studying the next point. After that, we have revised some previous points. In previous video, we studied cell. What is meant by cell? Cell is a structural and functional unit of every living organism. It is important definition. Remember us for your exam. In that, we also study the history of cell. In that previous, the Robert Hooke scientist observed the first cell under the microscope. He gives the name cell. He looked a compartment-like structure or beehive-like structure under microscope, and Robert Hooke gave this name of compartment, that is cell. Cell is a Latin word. Students, you remember the definition of the cell. The cell is a structural and functional unit of every living organism. After that, we study measurement and observation of cell. Measurement and observation of cell. In that, we study the detailed structure, function and mechanism of compound microscope. Compound microscope is an instrument in which we have observed the cell. Micrometer and nanometer both are the units for observing the or measurement the cell. It is important objective for your exam. Which units are used for measurement of cell? That is, micrometer and nanometers are unit for measurement of cell. Instead of this, we also study cell size. In this point, we study the different sizes of cell. Some cells are spiral, some cells are oval, some are rectangular, etc. In that, we also study the different cells performing different functions and carry out the life process continuously. For example, red blood cells are oval in shape and he carry out all the transportations of energy and nutrients. Okay. After that, we also study the difference between plant cell and animal cell. Dear student, some organelle is present only in plant cell and only in animal cell. First, in plant cell, plastid and cell wall present only in the plant cell, and in animal cell, plastids and cell wall is absent. Cell membrane present only in the animal cell but absent in the plant cell. Other cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ribosomes, plastid, nucleus, etc. are present in animal cell as well as plant cell. In that, the four main parts of the cell structure, that is, first one is a cell wall. Cell wall is the outermost membrane of the any cell in which the cell acquires a specific shape. Cell wall present only in the plant cell. Instead of this, next organelle or next part of the cell is plasma membrane. Plasma membrane present in animal cell. It is delicate and flexible membrane present in the animal cell. Next part is a cytoplasm. Cytoplasm present both plant cell as well as animal cell. Cytoplasm is a jelly-like liquid material present between the cell membrane and nucleus. Last is a cell organelles. In the cell organelles, there are different cell organelles present like ribosomes, nucleus, Golgi bodies, plastid, etc. These are the cell organelles performing different functions in the life processes. Dear student, every cell have a definite shape and performing definite functions, and every cell organelle is also performing special kind of function which is helpful for carry out all life processes. The nucleus is a main component of the cell in which the whole cell performing all the functions under the control of nucleus. Instead of these, Next point is microorganism. Definition of microorganism is those organisms which do not see with our eyes. With the help of compound microscope, we can see this microorganism, and this organism is known as a microorganisms. Let's revise the definition again. Those organisms which cannot see with our eyes. With the help of compound microscope, we can see this organism easily, and this organism is nothing but microorganisms. Next part is occurrence of microorganisms. Generally, microorganisms found everywhere: soil, air, water, dead and decaying material, etc. Some microorganisms live singly and some lives in a colonies. Student, this is point we have to study in previous video. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आतापर्यंत आपण मागील व्हिडिओ मध्ये सेल म्हणजे काय, पेशी म्हणजे काय त्याची व्याख्या अभ्यासली. यानंतर दुसऱ्या मुद्द्यामध्ये आपण मेजरमेंट अँड ऑब्झर्वेशन ऑफ सेल याच्यामध्ये पेशी मोजण्याची एकक आपण अभ्यासली. या व्यतिरिक्त आपण संयुक्त सूक्ष्मदर्शकाची रचना देखील अभ्यासली. यानंतर सेल साइज, पेशींचा आकार कशा पद्धतीने असतो, वेगवेगळ्या पद्धतीचा असतो हे आपण अभ्यासलं. यानंतर मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम म्हणजे सूक्ष्म जीव कुणाला म्हणायचं हे देखील आपण अभ्यासलं. यानंतरचा मुद्दा होता ऑकरन्स ऑफ मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम म्हणजे सूक्ष्म जीव कोठे कोठे आढळतात. हे सर्व मुद्दे आपण या आधीच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये अभ्यासलेले आहेत. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, आजच्या व्हिडिओमध्ये आपण या पुढील भाग अभ्यासणार आहोत. Coming to the next point, that is occurrence and measurement of microorganism. Coming to our next point, that is observation and measurement of microorganism. To study this point, some questions are given in the book. Let's see this question. First question is, keep a moistened piece of bread or bakri in a closed box. Observe it after 3 to 4 days using a magnifying lens. What do you observe? If you observe or keep a bread or bakri in a closed box, after 3 or 4 days, some velvet-like white structure present on the bread or bakri. This is nothing but the fungus. Second question is, observe a drop of muddy water from a stagnant puddle under a compound microscope. If we observe the muddy water under a compound microscope, we observe some microorganisms, and these organisms are nothing but amoeba or paramecium. Third question is, take a drop of young herd or buttermilk on glass slide and observe under a compound microscope. In young herd or buttermilk, there is a special kind of microorganisms are present which convert milk into the young herd, and this microorganism is needle shaped. Okay, these three activities like questions present in your book, these all indicate that microorganisms present everywhere. Some microorganisms are only seen with the help of magnifying lens, and some microorganisms we can see only with the help of compound microscope. We can understood that every microorganism is different size. Some are we cannot see those microorganisms which is less than 100 micrometer. The fungus or algae which size is more than 100 micrometer we can see only with the help of magnifying lens. But the bacteria and viruses are the very small in size. We cannot see with our naked eyes or magnifying lens. The bacteria and viruses only see with the help of compound microscope or either electron microscope. Some sizes of bacteria and viruses are given in the book, like Paramecium is about 100 micrometer and bacteria of typhoid is about 1 to 3 micrometers and poliovirus is about 28 nanometer. Okay, this micrometer is measurement is less than 100 micrometer. So we can use only compound microscope or electron microscope for observing these bacteria or virus. In these bacteria and viruses, there are cell organelles are present and this is unicellular microorganism. So all life processes carried out whatever cell organelle present inside the cell. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, ऑब्झर्वेशन अँड मेजरमेंट ऑफ मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम म्हणजे सूक्ष्मजीवांचा आढळ आणि त्यांचं साईज किंवा त्यांचा आकार कसा असतो या बाबतीत हा मुद्दा दिलेला आहे. वेगवेगळ्या क्वेश्चन्सच्या द्वारे किंवा प्रश्नांच्या द्वारे आपल्याला काय समजते की सर्व प्रकारचे सूक्ष्मजीवांचा आकार हा एकसारखा नसतो. काही अतिशय सूक्ष्म असतात तर काही फक्त लेन्सद्वारे सुद्धा आपल्याला दिसतात. उदाहरणार्थ भाकरीवरची बुरशी हे आपण डोळ्यांनी सुद्धा पाहू शकतो किंवा मॅग्निफाइंग लेन्स घेतला तर त्याचे सगळे पार्ट्स सुद्धा तुम्हाला दिसू शकतात. परंतु जीवाणू आणि विषाणू बॅक्टेरिया आणि व्हायरसेस जे आहेत ते आपण उघड्या डोळ्यांनी पाहू शकत नाही. ते पाहण्यासाठी आपल्याला एकतर संयुक्त सूक्ष्मदर्शक किंवा इलेक्ट्रॉन मायक्रोस्कोपचा वापर करावा लागतो. काही सूक्ष्मजीवांचे इथं त्यांनी आकार सुद्धा दिलेला आहे. उदाहरणार्थ पॅरामोशियमचा आकार हा 100 मायक्रोमीटर असतो. बॅक्टेरिया ऑफ टायफॉइड याचा आकार 1 ते 3 मायक्रोमीटर असतो आणि पोलिओचा व्हायरस असतो तो 28 नॅनोमीटर इतका असतो. या अतिशय सूक्ष्म आहेत आणि यांच्यामध्ये असणाऱ्या सगळ्या जीवन प्रक्रिया ह्या त्या पेशीच्या आतमध्ये असणाऱ्या अंगकांच्या आधारे पार पाडल्या जातात. Let's see the question of present in the use your brain power. The question is, can the point of needle accommodate microorganisms? Let's revise question again. Can the point of needle accommodate microorganisms? Yes, the point of needle accommodate thousands of bacteria and viruses. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, यूज युअर ब्रेन पॉवर मध्ये एक प्रश्न आहे की सुईच्या टोकावरती सूक्ष्मजीव सामावू शकतात का? तर हो, सुईच्या टोकावरती हजारो किंवा लाखोंच्या संख्येने सूक्ष्मजीव सामावू शकतात. Okay, hope you understand this point. The important note or important question for your exam is, you remember the different size of microorganisms, mainly Paramecium, typhoid and polio virus. It is main question used for your objective purpose in your exam. For example, the size of Paramecium is of dash dash micrometer. Your answer is 100 micrometer. The size of typhoid bacteria is about dash dash micrometer. Your answer is 1 to 3. And size of poliovirus is about dash dash nanometer. Your answer is 28 nanometer. These 3 lines in your book is very important for your objective purpose. Next question is, or next point is, nature of microorganisms. Coming to our next point is nature of microorganisms. In that, the different sizes or organism of bacteria, viruses are given in the book. Some microorganisms like fungus we can see easily with the help of our eyes, or algae-like microorganism also see with the help of our eyes. But bacteria and viruses which have the very small structure, it is less than 100 micrometer, so it cannot be easily seen with the help of our eyes. We can use compound microscope or electron microscope for this. Okay, some microorganisms are present in pond, water, soil, etc. Means we can understood that some microorganisms are multicellular and some microorganisms are unicellular. Which are the multicellular microorganism? Which are the multicellular organisms? That is fungus and algae. Fungus and algae are the multicellular microorganism. And which are the unicellular organism? Okay. Fungus and algae are the multicellular microorganisms and bacteria and viruses are unicellular microorganisms. In that, two types of cells are present. First is prokaryotic cell and second one is a eukaryotic cell. In eukaryotic cell, whatever cell organelles are present, they are membrane bound structure. But in the prokaryotic cell, the cell organelles does not have the membrane bound cell organelles. What is meant by membrane bound? Whatever cell organelle is present in that, they are having covering and this covering is nothing but membrane. Okay? विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, membrane bound cell organelles म्हणजे काय? पेशीमध्ये जे काही अंगके असतात त्या अंगकांना एक बाह्य आवरण असते. इथं मी फळ्यावरती काढलेलं आहे. आतमध्ये मी मायटोकॉन्ड्रिया काढलेला आहे आणि त्याच्या बाहेर एक आउटरमोस्ट कवरिंग काढलेला आहे. हा जो बाहेरचा कवरिंग एरिया आहे त्याला मेम्ब्रेन बाउंड असं म्हणतात. म्हणजेच प्रोकॅरियोटिक सेल मध्ये ऑर्गॅनिझमला हा मेम्ब्रेन असत नाही, मात्र युकॅरियोटिक सेल मध्ये असणाऱ्या सगळ्या सेल ऑर्गॅनिझमला हा मेम्ब्रेन असतो. Means important difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is in prokaryotic cell the cell organelles does not having a membrane bound cell organelles, but in prokaryotic cell the all organelles having membrane. Okay, instead of these one pictures are given in our book, that is what is the nature or what kind of microorganisms present in our earth and also the structure of prokaryotic cell. Let's see the both pictures, that is prokaryotic cell and nature of different cell.
Students, look these pictures. These pictures are variety of microbes. In that pictures we understood that every microbes have different size and special kind of structure. Coming to the next picture, that is prokaryotic cell. In this prokaryotic cell, different cell organelles are present. This prokaryotic cell is capsule-like structure and one extra cell organelle is present, that is flagellum. Flagellum is tail-like structure in which the movement of prokaryotic cell take place. Other cell organelles present in prokaryotic cells, that is cell wall, plasma membrane, nucleoid, cytoplasm, ribosomes, plasmid, etc. These cell organelle present in this prokaryotic cell, but only special organelle is present in this cell, that is flagellum. Students, some national institutes are present which are research for this cell. In Maharashtra, the National Center for Cell Science, Pune, is present. This institute deals with study of cell and it is known as a cytology. Now coming to the next point,
Students, hope you understand both the points. Now coming to the next point, that is growth of microorganism. Our next point is growth of microorganism. We have already studied that microorganism present everywhere. Each microorganism need a specific environment for the development and reproduction. Every microorganism survive every condition, either it is hot, humid or extreme hot condition. Some microorganisms live in the ocean of floor of the ocean. Some microorganisms survive in high temperature, hot streams, etc. And some organisms or microorganisms survive in a polar region also. Means the microorganisms survive every extreme condition. How this extreme condition acquired by the microorganism? It having a special capacity for their survival. Every microorganism make a protective covering for itself either the unfavorable condition is take place. If the favorable condition happens, they break down this outermost covering and follow their reproduction and cell division. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, ग्रोथ ऑफ मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम म्हणजे सूक्ष्मजीव कसे वाढतात? सूक्ष्मजीव हे पृथ्वीवरचे सर्वात स्ट्रॉंग मजबूत असे घटक आहेत. कारण ते कुठल्याही टेम्परेचरला स्वतःला काय करू शकतात? सर्व्हाइव्ह करू शकतात, प्रोटेक्ट करू शकतात. मग टेम्परेचर अगदी कमी असू दे, मायनस मध्ये असू दे, किंवा अगदी 100 डिग्री सेल्सिअस पेक्षा उच्च तापमान असू दे, किंवा मध्यम तापमान असू दे. लो टेम्परेचर, मीडियम टेम्परेचर, हाय टेम्परेचर या तिन्ही टेम्परेचर मध्ये हे सूक्ष्मजीव स्वतःला काय करू शकतात? टिकवून ठेवू शकतात किंवा स्वतःचं अस्तित्व टिकवून ठेवू शकतात. याच्यामध्ये उदाहरणच घ्यायचं झालं तर बरेचसे मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम 100 डिग्री सेल्सिअस म्हणजे पाणी उकळल्यानंतर सुद्धा काय होऊ शकतात? स्वतःला सर्व्हाइव्ह करून ठेवू शकतात. निसर्गाने यांना अशी कोणती शक्ती दिलेली आहे की ज्याच्यामुळे हे सर्व टेम्परेचरमध्ये स्वतःला वाचवू शकतात? तर हे सूक्ष्मजीव स्वतःभोवती एक प्रोटेक्टिव्ह कवरिंग, एक संरक्षण कवच तयार करतात. जेव्हा जेव्हा त्यांना असं वाटतं की या टेम्परेचरला आपण जगू शकणार नाही, तेव्हा तेव्हा हे स्वतःभोवती संरक्षण कवच तयार करून घेतात. जेव्हा निसर्गामध्ये किंवा टेम्परेचरमध्ये बदल होईल त्यावेळी हे संरक्षण कवच फोडतात आणि बाहेर येतात आणि पेशी विभाजन करायला किंवा स्वतःचं लाईफ जगायला सुरुवात करतात. मीन्स in the earth the viruses, bacteria or these microorganisms are very strong for survive. Okay, what medium they have to survive for the microorganism? Soil, water and decaying matter. The microorganisms survive in the soil, in the water and decaying matter. What temperature should be required? Up to 25 degrees Celsius to 37 degrees Celsius. What kind of nutrients they have consumed for their survival? That is algae and oxygen. But every microorganism does not need of oxygen. Some kind of microorganism live without oxygen. विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, सूक्ष्मजीवांचं अन्न नेमकं काय असतं? तर काही सूक्ष्मजीव algae म्हणजे शैवाल खाऊन जगतात, तर काहींचं अन्न हे फक्त ऑक्सिजन असतं. म्हणजे फक्त ऑक्सिजनच्या द्वारे त्यांना काय मिळू शकते? ऊर्जा मिळू शकते आणि ते जगू शकतात. परंतु काही सूक्ष्मजीव असे सुद्धा आहेत की ज्यांना जगण्यासाठी ऑक्सिजनची सुद्धा आवश्यकता असत नाही. उदाहरणार्थ द्यायचं झालं तर याच्यामध्ये फर्मेंटेशन जी प्रक्रिया आपण पुढे अभ्यासणार आहोत त्याच्यामध्ये सूक्ष्मजीवांच्या बद्दल सांगितलेलं आहे. Instead of this, you only remember that some microorganisms need algae or oxygen for the nutritional purpose, but some microorganism does not need oxygen. They live or continue their life process without oxygen. Next, what kind of atmosphere where the microorganisms survive? It is moist, humid or warm. Okay. We have already told that the microorganisms survive in very low temperature as well as medium temperature and as well as high temperature. यापूर्वी सुद्धा मी तुम्हाला सांगितलेलं आहे विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो की सूक्ष्मजीव अतिशय कमी तापमानाला सुद्धा जगू शकतात आणि उच्च तापमानाला सुद्धा जगू शकतात आणि मध्यम तापमानाला सुद्धा जगू शकतात. The summary of this point is The classification of microorganism is categorized by the 5 group according to their shape and size. First, algae. Second one, fungi. Third one, protozoa. Fourth one, bacteria. And fifth one is viruses. जर आपण सूक्ष्मजीवांच्या आकारांचा विचार केला तर आकारानुसार याचे 5 गटामध्ये आपण विभागणी करू शकतो आणि ते 5 गट इथे दिलेले आहेत. अल्गी म्हणजे शैवाल, फंगाय म्हणजे बुरशी, प्रोटोझोआ म्हणजे अमिबा पॅरामोशियम सारखे, बॅक्टेरिया म्हणजे टायफॉइड सारखा जीवाणू आणि व्हायरसेस म्हणजे व्हायरसेस मध्ये तुम्ही आणखीन उदाहरण घेऊ शकता पोलिओ व्हायरस, देन कोरोना व्हायरस एक्सेट्रा. Okay, these are the classification of organism with the help of their structure. Okay, hope you understand these all the points. Dear student, today we have to cover 3 points. First point is observation and measurement of microorganism. In that we study the different microorganism having different size. For example, virus of polio is 28 nanometer. We cannot see this microorganism with the help of compound microscope. The exceptional case is fungus and algae, etc. Next point is nature of microorganism. In that we study that different kinds of microorganism and the detailed structure of prokaryotic cell. And the next point is growth of microorganism. In that we study the classification of microorganism and which condition they have to live, which kind of nutrients required by the microorganisms, which kind of temperature and medium required for growth of microorganism. Hope you understand all these points. Okay, in last video we have to give some questions for your homework. Okay, let's check your answer. In the last video, the first question is write the different cell organelles. The different cell organelles are nucleus, mitochondria, plastid, vacuole, ribosomes, etc. Next point is which units are used for measurement of microorganism. This is your second question and your answer is micrometer and nanometer. The third question given to you for your homework, that is write short note on microorganism. In this answer, you have to first write the definition of microorganism. Definition is those organisms we cannot see with the help of our eyes, only see with the help of compound microscope. This organism is known as a microorganisms. For example, in second point, you give the examples any two. For example, bacteria and viruses. It is your answer. Okay, dear student, you take some questions for your homework. Again, you solve these questions in your notebook. Take the questions I have written in the blackboard. Dear student, I have written 2 questions in blackboard for your homework. First question is sketch and label prokaryotic cell. With the help of pencil, you can draw a prokaryotic cell given in your book and label them properly. Second question, write classification of microorganism. In last point, we have already discussed according to size and shape, the classification of microorganism is take place. You have to only write their names. Okay, dear student, hope you understand all this point. See you in the next video with next point. Okay, thank you.